Welcome to Deep Dive Daily.
Good morning, Andy.
Hey.
Week in the books in the NFL feels good. Not winning at the rate I would like to, but winning week is winning week.
I would like to win every bet I've ever played.
Yeah. The Sunday night football halftime bet was maybe my favorite of the whole week. I was pretty lit. I clicked aggressively, and
you know what I'm mad about?
Was never
though?
really in doubt. What's that?
So Thursday we argued between the Chargers and the over.
Yeah.
And then I just parlayed it. I played the play, but I parlayed them as well. And I joked, like, whenever we do this and we can't decide between two, they both win. So I should parlay them. And so we did that yesterday. We said, should it be Green Bay or the over? And we went with Green Bay. And I didn't listen to my own advice and just parlay those again. You should be getting, plus 270 bets on every halftime, I guess.
Green Bay scored 28 points in the second half, Andy, which was enough for the over by them damn selves.
Selves.
They were solid in that second half, man. Just polished.
I like you. Like, who's Savion Williams? He doesn't play a lot. That was his first touchdown ever. That was his first.
You could have given me a lot of guesses what the S stood for in S. Williams, which is all that I knew of him from. It's Savion. Okay.
I believe he went to TCU.
Yeah. Go. I don't have many other takeaways from yesterday. Not a lot of competitive football was played. The best game was Jets Bengals. Jets finally off the schneid. We no longer have any winless teams.
That's fair. You want to just rip into this week openers and injuries, huh?
Let's do it.
Baltimore, Miami. We prefaced this last night on the halftime show. It's kind of a weird Thursday night matchup. And then, the stuff swirling around Baltimore right now is they should be in trouble for screwing with us in the injury report. But Harbaugh just says, friendly mistake. Sorry, won't do it again. But they did mention they weren't super excited about bringing him back and playing him twice in 5 days off this injury, which I can kind of buy. So it does sound like Lamar is coming back. There were no real strong look-ahead markets for this, obviously, because of the uncertainty around the most important position. This opens a strong 7.5 some places. Total opens 50, pretty much still there. I don't think we moved off that. Yeah, 7.5. Cheap 7.5s. We're kind of at that 7.25 spot. 50. The Dolphins lost Storm Duck with a knee injury just when he said, the cornerback room was starting to gel a little. Ashton Davis, the safety, he had a quad injury. He was questionable to return during the game. I didn't get an update. And then right at the end, and I don't know, this is the problem with this week, and you said it right off the top, a lot of uncompetitive games that screws with injury news because there's a lot of guys like, this guy didn't return to the game. Well, they were up by 30 or they were down by 30. Like, would he have if it were a competitive game? So there's a lot to sort out tomorrow. Minkah Fitzpatrick is one of those. He left with a thumb injury, but it was late and the game was well in hand. So possible cluster injury to the Dolphins there. The 7, I don't know. It's tough to get there on a road game with the Baltimore's playing as poorly as they have, and Lamar, who knows where he's at. But if he's 100%, I guess that checks out.
Yeah, I mean, a bigger question is how do you stop Derrick Henry if you're the Dolphins with that running defense?
He looked pretty good.
He looks fine. I don't have any interest in betting this one, but I think it closes 7.5. I would say that the final score between the Bears and the Ravens does not jive with what my numbers say. That game should have been like a 2-3 point game. I think that Caleb Williams picks in the fourth quarter when they were down 3 was that was a huge flip in the game. I don't know.
I haven't had a chance to look at the unexpected points emails yet. That's always part of my Monday too. Is just I read them. I read the
Syed. Had the adjusted score 23-21 Ravens.
What's the other email I like to read? I want to give them some shine. Sean Syed and Tej. Seth.
Oh yeah.
They have their stats and scheme little email. I like to read that one too. There's a bunch of football. Obviously Mike Tanier. I set aside about an hour on Mondays just to like read emails that people send with like football news from. There's a lot of good nuggets in there. So on to Sunday, Chicago, Cincinnati. The Bears look ahead was -1 as a road favorite, 48.5. Reopens 1.5, 50.5 higher total here with these defenses looking like
Hammered dog shit.
hammered dog shit. A couple of colanders. Everyone says Civ.
Colanders.
Everyone says Civ. Who owns a Civ? No one owns a Civ. You own a colander, though.
I'm a geotechnical engineer, Andy. I know all about
Civs.
You probably do. We got a lot of Civs up.
We're not out panning for gold. We're straining noodles. So 2 colanders. The side is actually out to 2, a cheap 2 at Bookmaker. And this total has gone up 52, 51.5. There's a 53 at Circa right now for this one. For these defenses, obviously the biggest stuff is the cluster injury for Chicago in the secondary. Dominique Robinson injured his ankle, did not return. Another defensive lineman, Shamar Turner, left on a cart with a knee injury. That doesn't seem great. Luther Burden III left with a concussion. For the Bengals, Trey Hendrickson had that hip injury he's carrying. He hobbled off, spiked his helmet. Seems like he might need to actually miss some time here again and get that right. Dalton Reisner, the guard, came into the game sick and then just like can't do it, buddy. So he should be good for the next game unless it's whatever KP has up there in Boston. And then linebacker Shaka Hayward left early in the game with a left fibula injury.
Yeah. This is over or pass. You're looking at 2 of the 3 worst defenses in the NFL. The worst pass defense in the NFL with the cluster injury is the Bears. They're going up against a healthy wide receiver duo for the Bengals. This looks like a lot of points to me.
Yeah, like I said, 53 at one of those sharper shops.
It's a big number.
Checks out. San Francisco heads to the Big Apple. This is San Francisco -3, 46.5 on the look ahead. Reopens 346 quickly. Bet up. A little bit of Giants love, actually. I think there was some 2.5s poking around. Yeah, it's expensive 2.5s now. So it's come off the 3, and the total has shot up to 47.5. The Niners injury list is a mile long. Obviously, the Purdy toe thing remains a bit of a mystery. We'll find out more of that probably Wednesday, Thursday. D. Winters hurt his knee. That's not great, seeing how you're down some linebackers and defensive linemen already. The offensive lineman Jordan Elliott hurt his ankle in the first half. Bryce Huff obviously missing some time. That kind of got some updates on the longer term stuff for them. The hamstring injury, he's going to miss a little bit of time. Ayuk is close to being back, talking maybe mid-November, next couple weeks. And then this is a dumb one, but Fred Warner could be healthy enough to return for the playoffs, which would be fun. Obviously, the bad one for the Giants was
crazy.
Scadaboo.
Dude broke his ankle. How is that possible?
Also, shout out to I love when they do this. I had Red Zone on the big TV. I'm not afraid to admit it. When there's no game that I really care a ton about, I will put Red Zone on the big TV and just kind of veg out on that and let the HDA take over. But he's like, hey, we don't really want to show this, but we're going to show this. And then the same Dr. Chow did the same thing. His tweet says, look away. And then he posts the video. You can't say look away and then post the video for clicks, you fuck.
Yeah, when you say do not look at this, look.
It was pretty bad, though. Obviously, he's going to miss some serious time. He had surgery in Philadelphia last night. Or today, it's one of those things where it needed to happen right away. Cordell Flott was concussed. Daniel Bellinger had a neck injury, and CB Art Green also hurt his hamstring. So they're kind of banged up heading to this one, hosting the Niners.
Good matchup for CMC. This is a very, very bad run defense for the Giants. I don't know if you caught wind of that, but they have quietly slumped to 32nd in rush EPA per play allowed.
Yeah, and CMC is looking pretty. I keep saying spry, but I can't think of another.
Yeah, he's sharpish.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a good question. I'm gonna have to dig into this. Are the Niners staying out east? I'm
gonna say yes. They usually do.
It feels like without actual confirmation,
They played in Houston, which isn't all the way east, so
no. Maybe they'll go home. Yeah, we'll call it 60-40. We'll see. I will dig into that. Your next game up is the Atlanta Falcons, who looked very, very bad at football this week against New England, who looked very, very good. This look ahead was New England by 3, 45 total. Reopens bigger than that. 4.5. I think we're up to 5.5 at some places. I haven't checked this number in a bit. 5.5 most of the market. Jesse Bates was ruled out for the Falcons with an ankle injury late. London was a late inactive with the hip injury. Jalen Walker missed this game. Billy Bowman didn't play. Divine Diablo obviously is going to miss some serious time. He's in the IR now. So the Falcons defense that was coming along nicely is starting to get a little banged up. And Kirk Cousins, not good at football. The big injury was Penix, who's not good either, but he was better than what we saw. Patriots didn't have a lot of injuries. Tonga, the defensive lineman, he left with a knee injury in the second half and was ruled out.
I don't have anything.
Yeah. Raheem Morris sucks. Indy Pitt, another team coming off a big win and hosting a team coming off a loss. Pittsburgh obviously losing last night. This was Indy, a 2.5-point road favorite, 49 total. Reopens 3. It's actually not tickling 3.5 really, but it's like 3 minus 15. So it's not threatening the other way right now. Anthony Richardson underwent surgery to fix the bone in his face that he broke with a rubber band. Otherwise, it was just Samson Ebukam and Tyquan Lewis were kind of your inactives last week with some of the injuries they picked up. Otherwise, this is a pretty healthy team. Steelers had a couple last night. Sayamalu went down with a chest injury. The guard, he didn't return. Safety Deshaun Elliott had a bad knee injury there in the third quarter. You saw him go off on the cart. And fun one, they're going to work out Marquez Valdez-Scantling today.
MVS.
I guess they're adding another wide receiver possibly.
Yeah. This Colts squad, man, fucking machine.
Especially you put them up against a bad team. It's like, oh, weird. Yeah, I'm actually worried about Jonathan Taylor. If anybody took JT Offensive Player of the Year, like even money, I'm worried about your bet because I'm worried they might not give them both awards. He's absolutely he's ahead of like all but 2 or 3 quarterbacks. He should be in the top 4. He's on the stage for
probably. He's the consolation non-quarterback vote getter. I don't think he's really threatening top.
I think
5.
if he breaks Sean Alexander's touchdown record, or if he has like 32 combined touchdowns, air and ground, I think you might start talking about giving it to him. But he definitely has to be in there. Okay, another team that played last night. Green Bay hosts Carolina. Oof. This was 10.5, 43.5. It reopens similar total, but it's up to 11. And then that's just gone one direction. That is up to 13, 12.5, 13, depending where you're at. The Panthers not only stunk with Andy Dalton, but they lost 3 offensive linemen during the game. One of them serious. Guard Brady Christensen most likely tore his Achilles. Taylor Moton hurt his knee. Cade Myers, the center, went out with an ankle injury. It was thin to begin with. It's getting thinner. Derek Brown, the good defensive end, I guess he's okay, but he left the game late. And then linebacker Trevin Wallace is more than likely concussed. So not only a bad showing, but a bad showing that cost you some of your good players.
Yeah.
And the Packers didn't really have much for injuries. Linebacker Nick Neiman had a chest injury. That's about it. They're getting healthier, and they look good.
Good news for us, Andy. Our one surviving survivor entry has not used Green Bay.
Oh, there we go. Christmas, here we come. We're making it to the week 18, baby.
We also have not used Buffalo or Baltimore in that one.
Now
we got some live bullets in that entry.
We get some big guns.
Yeah.
That one's going the distance.
We got some live bullets.
It would be nice to win the 18 million. Minnesota goes to Detroit. Detroit off their bye. A lot of teams off their bye. It was by Mageddon. That's what they said on TV, which is dumb. This was for like fantasy for fantasy football players. It does suck because it's like, I have like 5 guys on bye.
I forgot about fantasy football.
This was 7.5, 48.5 on the look ahead. Reopens 8.5. Similar total, but this is getting that one direction as well. With the linos out to what 9.5 at some spots. I mean, it's a juicy 8.5, cheap 9s. Depends where you're at. You can get 9 plus 100 at certain places right now. Jeff Okudah was injured for the Vikings on Thursday. He got a concussion in the third quarter. Darisaw does not look like he's ready to rock yet. Backup tight end Josh Oliver got hurt. He had a foot injury. I haven't seen news on Andrew Van Ginkel, but it felt like he was close. I don't know how close. Obviously extra rest this week for the Vikings here coming off Thursday loss. Maybe he's back.
Extra rest for the Lions.
And then the Lions kind of cuck them on that too by having the bye week.
Yeah.
Obviously some stuff to catch up on with the Lions. I don't have a lot of news on them, seeing how they didn't play, but my my digging is going to be in the defensive secondary for them.
Yeah. Nut flush. I've been told by a couple of people I need to put a lid on my glowing about.
I'm heading there this weekend.
You let the cat out of the bag. Rainbow trout just jumping into your net. You don't even they're just picking off bare hooks. They don't even need they're that the fish are that friendly up there. Anyway,
I could eat a trout.
JJ McCarthy coming back without Darisaw sounds like trouble to me against this Lions defense.
It does. Yeah, that was the last thing. It does seem like it is going to be JJ now.
Yeah. Thanks for your help, Mr. Wentz.
Yeah, thanks for nothing, buddy. Hit the bricks. Denver, off their win, heads to Houston. This was Denver -1, 39.5, reopens 139. Some shops are back up to 39.5. The big one for Broncos was Patrick Surtain, who had a lower right leg injury. He did return. He has a shoulder injury. He was ruled out later in that game, so he's picked up a couple injuries. Sean Payton was zero help in the press conference on how that's going to go. Marvin Mims in the concussion protocol. Texans getting some guys back hopefully here. Obviously very thin at wide receiver, and then Braxton Berrios injured his chest.
All the guys that were playing on Sunday for the Texans wide receivers, those guys were all good. And Stroud has chemistry with those two Arizona State kids.
It does suck that Jalen
Noel, especially. That guy's got some
and Higgins.
Pop. Yeah, Higgins.
They do. They just keep drafting wide receivers, and all of them, none of them are like busts. All of them are at least decent. So we'll see.
I watched a lot of that game, and Noel can play. The Niners could not get any pressure at all, which made CJ Stroud look like God. The Broncos will.
It was like the through the looking glass version of the Seahawks game. What if there was the exact opposite of this? If he was never pressured, would he be better? Even without good receivers. Yeah, he was amazing. He looked really good. So that's what happened.
Wild.
All right, Chargers, Tennessee. Tennessee is a bad team. Yeah. Chargers were a 7.5 point favorite on the look ahead. Reopens 9 because it's so bad. This is out to 9.5, 10 at some joints. The Derwin James thing is talking like it's a low ankle sprain, a low-grade low ankle sprain. He may not miss any time, or it might just be one game. We have to get, some confirmation on that. Mekhi Becton was hurt, but he sucks anyway. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure his replacement is that much worse. They did lose a cornerback, though. Tarheeb still has probably an MCL sprain, expected to miss 2 to 4 weeks. The Titans, I don't know. We'll see who we get back on the defense. I'm not sure that matters a lot, but Jeffrey Simmons is important. He was going.
He's the only good player.
Yeah, he's their only good player. And then, they lost Xavier Woods and Ali Gay to a knee injury and a hamstring injury in reverse. I listed those opposite of how I list the players. So the defense is thin and then got thinner. Not great.
Yeah.
Especially how the Chargers are kind of humming right now against
Cam
when the
Ward.
Chargers play a bad team. They look like a very, very competent offense.
Yeah. Cam Ward has been remarkably consistently bad. Like you can basically write right negative 10 EPA every single week in, week out. The only week that he was not between -10 and -20 in total EPA was the win against the Cardinals, and that he was still negative.
So if you're real quick, if you're redoing the draft, Titans keep
Yeah.
the pick. They know how good all the other players are. They know maybe how good some of these running backs are, some of the wide receivers. But they said, hey, you still have to go take a quarterback. Are you just taking Dart first overall?
I think you probably are.
If you have to say you have to keep the pick, you can pick a running back if you really want. But I think they take Dart first overall, which is just I love these revisions.
Cam Ward clearly has a good skill set. It's not this talent.
I think it might be the coaching and the talent.
Yeah.
I do wonder if he gets it together here eventually after a year or two.
I'm just waiting for a positive game. Just one would be.
We just need one.
A nice sign. I think he's probably the leader for negative EPA overall. I would guess he's got the most. Dylan Gabriel, by the way, was your worst quarterback yesterday. Andy Dalton was your second worst.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler was your third worst. Tyler Sheff was your fourth worst. Rattler and Sheff were both pretty bad.
It's like time to kick the tires on
Shuck.
Shedeur.
What are we saying? Shuck?
No, Shuck. But Shedeur, but he's hurt. Like he wasn't even your backup quarterback. They had to elevate somebody else. So
I don't know what's going on in Cleveland.
Speaking of bad quarterback play, the Raiders will play host to the Jacksonville Jaguars. This was 3:45. Similar reopenings. Total is getting steamed down a little of this because these offenses are not very good at football. 43, 43.5 at some joints. I don't know if the circa number is accurate, if it's still that high. Yeah, Jags. The Jags are coming off bye. They're coming off the bye, correct?
Yes.
Both teams are coming off the bye.
The double bye.
A lot of injuries 2 weeks ago to catch up on. De'Ami Brown was banged up. Jordan Lewis, the cornerback for Jags, was banged up. Eric Murray, Tim Patrick, Devin Lloyd didn't make the trip to London. BTJ has the shoulder injury. So a lot of stuff to catch up on once we get some reports for the Jags. Same thing with the Raiders, too, with the Max Crosby injury right before the bye. Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers. Possibly Jacoby Myers not on this team. They signed Tyler Lockett this morning, and Jacoby Myers has been asking for a trade, so possibly that's the end of the road for him, or maybe they just part ways with him.
Where are you expecting to see him land? Who are the expected suitors?
So the Bills are looking for a wide receiver, and everybody's looking for a wide receiver. I don't know. We'll see. Not a lot to say on that one. Speaking of Tyler Shuck, I don't know that he'll get the start, but they did end up.
Seems like he might.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't happening with Rattler. He had a nice little 6 quarter kind of blow up where it's like, hey, this kid's not looking terrible. Oh shit! Couldn't even finish the sentence. He looked terrible again. So they beat the
Giants.
Yeah, they hit the Los Angeles. This was Rams -12 in the look ahead. It's another one that's. Reopens 13.5 up to 14. The total's moving downward. It was 45.5, reopens 44.5. I think we're kind of stuck there right now. Alvin Kamara was dinged up in this game. It looks like I did dig into that. He returned. Brian Breesy had concussion tests late in the game. Shaheed, he hobbled off with a leg injury. Cornerback Alante Taylor was banged up. So a lot of injuries on an already bad team that's probably going to go with a rookie quarterback against a very nasty pass rush. We will see if we get Nakua with the ankle injury and maybe Rob Havenstein sometime too.
The Rams defense, of course, you exclude plays with turnovers when you look at defensive numbers. Rams defense currently number 1 in drop back EPA per play allowed. That is a difficult landing spot for Mr. Shuck.
It might be Saints team total under. Got it right back. You give me 14.5.
I dare you to hang. I dare you to hang a 14.5. I don't know how. If you're the Saints, you clearly have to play Shuck. You need to either lose to get the number 1 overall pick, or you need to figure out if Shuck can play.
Their team totals can
I'm
be like
assuming he
15,
cannot.
bro. I mean, just looking at it, 22.25 minus 7 is,
I love it.
I mean, it's going to be 15,
I love
15
it.
and a half. That's probably still an under.
Yeah.
The Chef's Kiss game, Kansas City, Buffalo.
Oh,
Obviously,
yes.
the Chiefs still have to play tonight. This look at is currently KC -1 on the road, 52 for a total. We'll see if the Chiefs pick up any injuries or how they look tonight before we get too deep into this one. For the Bills, though, already soft in the middle like me, Ed Oliver left with a bicep injury. Those are usually not great. He went right to the tent and then right to the locker room. Doesn't seem ideal. Daquan Jones was also ruled out before the game, so they were missing some defensive heft in the middle of that line. And kind of on the front lines there, it didn't matter because they played Andy Dalton and he stunk out loud. But this is going to be a banger.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. The funny that this is what CBS's 4 p.m. game.
Yeah.
And then Sunday Night Football is
Seattle, Washington.
Seahawks, Commanders.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Commanders were in the NFC title game. That was expected to be a good team. We'll see.
It feels like one of those games feels real important and consequential, and the other one not so much.
I don't know. I mean, it's still a tough game. Seattle across the country.
Oh, it's Seattle coming off their bye versus the Commanders on a short week. This is as big of a rest disadvantage as you can get in the NFL.
It might be Danny. I know. I mean, I expect them to win. I'm honestly looking at this number and probably going to just keep betting Seattle until they.
Oliver's a torn bicep. They're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he was not going to be back anytime soon. When you go to the locker room that quickly from the tent,
I didn't hear that. That sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Well, we need more good teams, not fewer.
Yeah.
This is getting weird. This is a weird year.
Buffalo is just going to be
the degree to which we do not have very good football teams is pretty amazing.
A better version of Dallas. Fun offense, terrible defense. Speaking of a good defense, though, Seattle and Washington is the Sunday night game. This is another one where Washington plays tonight, so we will get some revised lines in the morning. Currently, it is Seattle is a 3-point road favorite, total 46. The Seahawks probably getting Julian Love and Devon Witherspoon back. This was the news pre-bye. They're saying Love and Witherspoon back. Obviously, amount of worry was already back. This is super important because, I mean, what Witherspoon can do as a slot corner, as a box safety, essentially, like a guy who can kind of be all over the place. This defense is already good. And, Debo and Terry are back, but we don't know what sort of shape Jaden Daniels is in. And then just kind of a weird one to throw in there. Questionable for night. The kicker, Matt Gay, is questionable for the game tonight. Like, I don't know if we'll see if they're going to have to replace him last
Keep
second.
An eye. You think Scary Terry makes it through the game healthy?
No, almost certainly not. I'm not saying he's like out. I'm saying he probably like misses some time or does at least one quick visit. One quick visit to the blue tent.
Yep. Sounds right to me. All right.
And then that just leaves Arizona, Dallas. This was Dallas -3, 52. Reopened similarly with a much higher total because Dallas's defense is terrible. This is out to 53.5 at some places. Ooh. Kyler? Maybe. I don't know. Dallas, secondary? Nope. All of them are.
Certainly not.
Oops. All linebackers. It's basically your coverage unit right now. Oops, all backups. And not only that, but Elijah Clark, another safety, got hurt. He hurt his ribs in the second half.
Amazing.
They are down so many secondary pieces. This total probably should be 55.
I think with those injuries priced in, this is your worst defense in football now for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Second and third worst is Bears Bengals, and they're playing each other, so that's fun. I mean, if the Cardinals offense can't go going in this game, then blow it up. I don't know what you do. Do you think there's any world where anyone makes a call about Kyler Murray for the trade deadline?
I don't know. That's the thing too. That you start looking for Kyler Murray injury news, and all the articles are quarterback controversy news.
Yeah.
This is what Kurt Warner says. Like, I don't care. He doesn't get to decide.
You don't care about Kurt Warner's opinion about the quality of play from Kyler Murray?
I mean, like, it was like the Joey Knish tweet that I mentioned the other day. Brissett is not going to like steal someone's job. Maybe he will, Jesus. But the fact that the drop off from your guy you paid $1 million trillion to Brissett, that wasn't big. It's concerning.
Yeah.
Murray's been good, but yeah, Brissett was fine.
I wonder if there is a market for Murray. I don't really care about getting him out of there. I don't really love watching him play. He's kind of fun. He just hasn't really put it together at the NFL level, and then, for reasons that are tough to explain. And he's 28. His contract is pretty friendly next year.
Stuff you don't really need this week, but to monitor, and if you keep injury notes, Cleveland, Jets, Eagles, Bucks on bye. Tyson Campbell did not return with a concussion. Quinshon Judkins left and was ruled out with a shoulder injury, which sucks. Carson Schwessinger looks like a high ankle sprain. He's going to have an MRI. He might be out a month or better. So Cleveland already bad. All their fun players got hurt as well. Yeah. The Jets, Andre Sisco, the safety, had a shoulder injury. The Eagles, Cam Jurgens and AJ Brown missed the game. But the big one was the Saquon groin injury, something to monitor. He has time off the bye week to see where he ends up. And then not a lot for the Bucks. They've stayed pretty healthy. Jacob Parrish, the corner, was treated on the field. Otherwise, they stayed fairly healthy. And I don't know. Can Jalen Hurts get in the MVP conversation?
Well, now's not the time to bet it, no matter what.
Yeah, not into the bye.
Yeah. let that one matriculate a little bit. Also, like the MVP, it's going to be tough to gain any equity in the MVP market. You know why? Because Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes are playing each other next week.
Yeah, one of them is
going to win. Yeah, and one of those guys is going to win, and he's going to eat up all of the equity that's.
Well, not only that, but
shifted.
What if we end up with a game where they both throw 4 touchdowns?
Yeah,
it's a kick at the end, and then they
both
get elevated.
Yeah, well, it's going to be one of them. Yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah. Like there's a lot of worlds where every other person in the MVP market loses equity this week. I think that's possible. And Hurts's case, it's stronger than I would have guessed. Honestly, they're winning. He still has the weapons, although they haven't been healthy. They haven't put it together yet, obviously. His total EPA is positive. He's 14th. He's within spitting distance of the guys at the top. So yeah, I mean, there's a world where they win in and he's in the conversation, but he's going to have he needs help. Like he needs the other guys to suck down the stretch, and he needs to be superlative to make a name for himself in that market. Right now, you want to guess who's leading the NFL in total EPA?
Danny Jones.
It is Daniel Jones.
After he hasn't had like a bummer game yet. I mean, what was his?
No, he hasn't.
Game?
I keep thinking it's going to happen at some point.
It was the Rams game where he probably
is that his only negative. That might be his only negative game.
I don't know that he was negative there. I'm saying he got screwed out of like a bunch of EPA by Mitchell.
Yeah, that Mitchell. That's a great point. That's a great point.
If Mitchell doesn't screw up, he probably has positive there as well.
That was his only negative of the season, and it was a very small negative. Otherwise, he's just crunching plus 10, plus 11, plus 12, plus 12, plus 13, plus 15.
EPA.
Yeah. He's just he's crushing it. He's the opposite of Cam Ward, who's just crushing out negative EPA games of the similar magnitude. Amazing. Well, his lead, by the way, in total EPA is very narrow over Drake May. Drake May is on his heels. They have both played 8 games. I
think Drake May overtakes
third and fourth place
schedule.
Well, yeah, third and fourth place.
Such bad teams.
Drake May probably does flip him. Pat Mahomes and Jordan Love have both played 7 games, and they are very, very close to Jones and May. So, fun little race. Josh Allen's in 6th. Dak is in 5th. I don't think Dak.
Are you only looking at quarterbacks?
Yeah.
because you're on running backs, don't matter. I wonder.
No, I was using pro.nfl.com.
Okay. I didn't know if you were looking at only quarterbacks. I just wondered where JT fell in that whole thing.
He is plus 23.4 so far this year.
It's harder. It's harder when you're not a quarterback,
which would put him about 12th overall. Jalen Hurts actually has generated 22.9 on the ground. He is very close to as much EPA as Jonathan Taylor, just because
so many of his are
because of the conversions. Yeah,
they're all conversions for
conversions.
Yeah, and those are very meaningful in EPA. So there's a little context needed there.
Huge, yeah. That's why EPA is the lens you look through generally.
And they're just letting him fumble. They're letting him fumble and like, he didn't fucking whatever. First down.
Yeah, first down.
He was stopped. It's fine.
He has 0 lost fumbles somehow. Huh.
Yeah, because the refs. Sorry, Eagles fans. I like the team, but boy,
how do you really feel?
That was. Well, I wasn't even really in on that game, and
I could give you 9 million guesses as to who the third place player of rush EPA so far this year is, and you would not get it. It is CJ Stroud, quarterback for the Texans.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed him.
That is pretty surprising. Huh.
So, all right. Let's reconvene tonight. Maybe talk about halftime. See how this one's going. We would be. I don't want to put pressure on us. We'll be going for the halftime sweep.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, we had the Chargers second half. We had the Packers second half. Both laughers, really. And then tonight we will have the second half under. Maybe.
You think? It's an interesting matchup tonight. I do think it's an over game personally. It
depends where the situation is.
The Chiefs are an interesting defense. They're like out in a funny part of the plot where their pass defense is excellent and their rushing defense is bad. And I feel like I've watched a lot of Chiefs games this year, and I would not come up with that off the top of my head that that's where they should land.
We'll find out tonight. We'll see you then. Peace, guys.
Commanders' defense is just bad. People are figuring that out.